Hello and welcome to this cassette player repair. This is an AM/FM Walkman cassette player from Sony. Typically when I buy these, I pick them up and the cassette isn't working, but the radio works fine. And as long as the battery compartment's clear, they're great to pick up and to fix. I try to pull it apart with my fingers first to make sure I do not damage the casing. I take my time going around on this particular part because I do not want to break off any of the plastic snaps or heat stakes that are in the device. So I slowly work my way around. If I have to use a tool, I try to do it in an area that will not damage the outside housing of the cassette player. Once I have the cover off, I'll remove any buttons if they are loose and set them aside. Next, I'll locate the screws that are holding the printed circuit board to the housing. And remove the printed circuit board. In this case, I was able to lift it up and I can see the wheel on the left, and I'll pull it up and I notice there's a flex cable. I don't want to unplug this flex cable unless I have to, but I turn it around and I immediately see the stretched out belt is loose inside the cassette. This is great. I was able to get a replacement, as I showed you earlier in the video, and install it without having to disconnect the flex cable. Once I put the belt on, I spin it around a few times with my finger to ensure that the mechanisms are moving, that the motor is moving, and the wheel is moving freely and as designed. Now it's ready to put the system back together again. Once it's seated in its proper position, it rests nicely. Now it's time to put back in the mounting screws. When I start to test this, the first thing I will do is to ensure that nothing was damaged during the disassembly. I'll make sure the power works, the radio plays, and then I'll start to test to make sure that the belt is working correctly and the cassette plays correctly. Perfect. After I get it snapped into place, I will insert a AA battery and ensure it is getting power. This particular unit does not have an external speaker. So, in order to ensure that it's playing correctly, I will have to use a headset. I plug in the headset and turn up the volume to the radio. You can actually hear it playing without it around my ears. Now what really matters is the belt repair correct. I open the cassette drawer, I put in a cassette, and I hit play, and as you can hear, it immediately starts playing. I'll move the headphones a little bit closer to the mic so that you can hear it. Now everything checks out and works great. Thanks for watching.